Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive with the topic Python coding challenges for the interview preparation. So in this, like you are going to learn about the how you can solve the one problem in Python using the different ways. Like if I'm giving you the very simple problem like the odd numbers, calculate the sum of odd numbers in Python. So you will do it in a many different ways. Okay. You can do it using for loop. You can use it for any mathematical formulation, or maybe you want to use advanced methods too. Whenever interviewer is asking you to do with using some specific method, then you need to apply those method. So my recommendation for you to this thing as well, this one as well, like whenever you are solving any question using the code or Python, solve it more than one way. Try to learn more ways to solve the questions. This is very important. If because sometime interviewer is asking you during the interview, they ask you just to solve this coding challenge, and what you do, you will solve it what you know, but they may expect something else from you, and they will ask you, can you solve it using this way, right? So this is the like the common like the tips and the points or recommendation from my side for you when you start preparing the coding challenge interview using Python. So let me share my screen. All right, so here what we are going to do now, I am going to show you the interview preparation program. This is your day one. I have also planned to give you the like pick up the big challenge too. Like I am going to do the live session using the big coding challenge too using Python. Either you go for the interview like for the data analyst, data scientist, Python programmer, data engineer, or machine learning engineer. So you can learn, you can join me in the live session again on Thursday at 9 p.m. MST to brush up your skills and for the preparation of the interview for the AIs. So let's start with the today the preparation interview day one. So here I am picking up the simple program that is calculating the sum of odd numbers. I am going to use this like the simple program, but I will solve it using the different ways, like the different methods, not using a single method. This is also a recommendation from my side to all of my dear students. Like you should like learn, do solve every question with the different methods. Don't try to stick around with the only one method. This is not recommended. So now look at this. So we are picking up, we want to start this like your coding challenge, sum of odd numbers using first for loop. This is the first method. If I am your interviewer, I have given you this coding challenge. I am saying you, can you calculate the sum of odd numbers? Maybe you would like to do it using the for loop, right? Because why you are using the for loop here? Because you want to need to like do the sum of odd numbers. It is not mandatory you need to take a 10. You may like consider it 20, 30, whatever you like. Okay, so we are declaring here n is equals to 10, then some odd under is equals to 0. Why I am declaring this variable? I will tell you now. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1 comma 2. So what does it mean? I want to iterate over each number starting from the 1 and going up to the 10, and then I am just adding that number here. Okay. So why I am doing this n plus 1? Because I want to like pick up the every odd number between the range of 1 to 10, and comma 2 is your step size. Actually it will skip your every either element. Okay, so here look at this, it will loop only through the odd numbers. This is your, I have written the like the parameters which we are using here, start position, end position, and this is step size. Step size means if you want to skip any number, maybe you want to skip the two numbers between the range and you want to skip the one number, at that time we use it. Okay, so and then it will only pick up these numbers 1 3 5 7. Okay, and then I am printing here the 5 for your knowledge so you can understand this thing. Sum underscore odd plus is equals to I. So what we are doing here, we are just, it will pick up first time the 1. So at the back end, right, the range starting from the 1, it will add the 1 to this 0. That's why we declare this variable outside it. And then 1 plus is equals to 3 because it is skipping your next number, right? It is skipping your one number. So if 1 plus 1 2, it is going to skip the 2 number. It is not going to pick up that because I have set the step size for this one. And then it will print your this result. This is I have printed for your knowledge, so I can remove it so you can look at this. So it will show you the sum of odd numbers between the range of 1 to 10. Okay, so now let it run. Here you go. Okay, if you want you can pick up the more numbers too. There is a no problem if you want to try, but this is the first way how you will solve this coding challenge. Okay, now your interviewer is asking you, can you solve it using the while loop? Right, again I will say, never ever solve the one question using only single method. Always try more than one method. This is for your learning too, and it will also increase your confidence. Number 3, you will come to know the several methods to solve the one question in a different ways. This is always the interviewer is looking into you if you are a good programmer. Okay, so now we will move ahead with the while loop. Look at this. This is I less than equal to n. Okay, so what we are doing here, instead of using for loop, we are using while loop. The major difference, what is the major difference between your for loop and while loop? In for loop, you already know the and condition, right? You know where you need to stop. You are setting up the condition, right? You want to iterate over the loop up to the 15. Whenever this is like done with this one, the range, right, the number, you are done, right? And then here in while, we don't know the actually and condition. It is going to run one time definitely, this is for sure. So here n is equals to 10, your sum odd, we are again declaring variable I is equals to 1. It is going to be run one time definitely. This is I was telling you, but I don't know when I want to stop my loop. Okay, for that you need to add here some condition inside the while loop. So it will keep on incrementing and just keep on checking when your I value, because you are incrementing the I value here. When your I value will be equal to your n value, this means 10 less than equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 10, so it will stop the loop. Okay, and then it will print your sum of the numbers. So this is you are going to use the simple while loop, right? Now you have solved the same question using the two different methods. This is your for loop, while loop. Okay, now maybe your interviewer will ask you, no, don't use a like the for loop here, just use the conditional statement. Okay, they are asking you to use a conditional statement. So here you were only using the while loop. Now they are asking you to use a conditional statement too. Okay, the difference between here and there is, here you were just skipping all even number by default, right? Because it is incrementing by 2. Your first number was the 1. It is skipping because you are adding the 2 into that. So 1 plus 2 is going to be 3. Then 3 plus 2 is going to be 5, so on. So this is working in that way. But your interviewer is asking you just to use a conditional loop. So in that, how would we check in normal way? Is this even number or odd number? When we do the division by 2. If it is 0, remainder is 0, it is even number. If it is not 0, then it is going to be odd number, right? So here interviewer is also looking at your indentation syntax too, because indentation is the most important part of your Python. They are looking so many things inside you. Number one, in how many ways you are able to solve the same question. What is the level? Do you know the other methods too? He is also checking. Do you know the conditional statement? Are you very good in the conditional statement too? right? Might be it comes in their mind, but these are the most important things you need to take care. So here we will start with the while loop num less than equal to n is your 10. So what is the value of num? 1, because we are starting with the 1 here, right? If num modulo 2 is not equal to 0, then only it will do the addition of the numbers, because we want to do the sum of your only and only odd numbers. And what is odd number here? So first time when your this number is 1, this is, we can write down here, this is 1 modulo 2, right? Its remainder cannot be 0, right? So that is going to be adding your this number. So what will happen here? So what is your sum odd number here? This is, we will add the back end, it is running like this. Plus is equals to 1. So your sum odd number will become now, here at this stage first time, is equals to 1. Okay. Now that when next time the loop will run, it will check the 2 number, it will not clear this condition, so it will exit from it. So it will increment the number plus 1 is equals to this, because this condition is going to be false when 2 will come here, because 2 modulo 2 is not equal to 0 is going to be false, because it is equal to 0, right? 2 is divided by 2, 0, and then it will come here, it will not go inside this conditional statement, because this is going to be false. And then num plus is equals to 1. So what number it will like become? Your num was already 1, right? So when you will add the 1 plus here 2, so it is going to be your 3, right? Now next time your loop will come, what is the condition here now? There is a like condition, I will delete this one. So it will now check 3 less than equal to 10, right? So this condition is going to be true. Now it will add the 3 in this. So it will become 4 now. So this is the way this loop will work till 10, and this is going to be your output. The way I am telling you, this is might be you need to explain your interview in this way. Okay. So I am explaining you very in detail how at the back end it is working. But your goal should be just try to like explain it in a short. Just say here this number is I'm declaring 1, so it will check. You can give only one example. 1 less than equal to your 10, so it will go inside it if this is true or false, right? If it is false, then it is not going inside, it will increment the number. So they might ask you, why are you incrementing the number? So you will say, because I want to check the while loop, I want to exit it when this condition is going to be true, right? They might ask you, this is a very common question, if you remove this condition, if you remove this condition from the while loop, your while loop become infinite, because the num can never be changed, right? You are not going to increase or decrease, it will go in the infinite loop. If you want, you can check at your end too. Okay. So this is a common question, and always take care about the indentation when you are using the conditional statement and while loop. This is very important. Okay. And then we will there maybe you solve this question using functions. This is one of my favorite, because when you are writing the code above, this is a loose code. Tomorrow I want to make a change in this. I want to keep the number is equals to n is equals to 10 to, and I want to also change the number with the 22. Then I need to make a statistically change 20 here, right? Or either I need to copy this code, create a new cell like this. Sorry, so this is not copied, we will copy from here. Okay, so we will copy this again. Here we go. So I need to write this code again actually, if I want to keep the this one too and this one too. So this is a disadvantage to writing the loose code. Try to, whenever you are solving the coding challenge, if they are not giving you any specification, you need to use this, you need to use this, right? Then try to solve it with the write a code which is a short code, number one. Number two, less execution time. Number three, fasten the process. Clean code. Okay. Now, if you use a function here, I will tell you very like the what is the difference between this and this one. So we have created the function user defined function sum of odds, or we are passing the number. Rest code is the same, which you have written here, this one. Okay, so the rest code is the same, so we are running this. Now we are calling this function here. Now if I want to do it with the other number 2, I don't need to write this piece of code again. I can simply call the function with this one. See, this is the difference. So this is more efficient code than this one. This is what the interviewer is looking into you. Okay, they are looking for these things, how expert you are, right? They might ask you, why did you use the function? Then your answer should be, this is a reusable code. If I want to reuse the same code in any other file too, or the same file in any code cell in the whole file, then this is the biggest advantage of my function. That's why I'm using the function. Okay, now you can give this example, right? I have explained you. Then you again need to write a code, but here you only need to call the function. This is the biggest advantage. So this is we call intermediate method 2 to solve the same question. Now you have learned 3 different ways till so far using the same problem with the 3 different methods, right? You have used the loop, you have used the conditional statement, you have used the functions with the loop too. Okay. Now I will tell you the more efficient method, that is mathematical formula. Okay. So in this, what you need to do, you will create the again function m is equals to n plus 1 floor division by 2. Here you don't need to use any loop. No loop, no conditional statement, just a function. It's very easy. It will pick up your number which is odd. Okay, so how? Look at this. So you are passing the 10 here, it will come 10 here. M is equals to 10 plus 1, right? So here it is going to be your 10 plus 1 divided by 2. So what odd number will come up here? 5. Whatever the number will come up here, it will just do the square of that and just give you the sum. This is the biggest advantage. This formula is very popular in mathematical to calculate your odd numbers. Okay, so you can use this method too. Okay, this is very efficient, single piece of line of code, and we are returning here m square of 2 because I want to do the addition. If you match this value, answer is same. Okay, if you want to try it with the 20, you can also do that. See, here you go. I'm printing this value so you can comment this one. Okay, so this is the very efficient and common method. If your interviewer is not interested, they are just giving you this, then even you can use this. They will be very happy because you have used the most efficient method here. Short code, fasten the process, less execution time. Okay. Now the next is you can use the sum with the least comprehension method too. Okay, we call it one-liner methods in Python too. So we are defining the function again. Return sum. Sum is your inbuilt method. Okay, you use, and then this is list comprehension. Starting with the square bracket, it will come inside the sum method. I expression condition. Sorry, this is your I expression and then condition. This is the general syntax of your list comprehension. So you can declare any variable again. This is not mandatory for you to use I. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1 2. We are using the same method we have used first time. But the major difference is we are using a list comprehension instead of using simple for loop inside the function, and this is the more advanced method and most efficient method number 2. Okay, after the mathematical computational method, this one, and then just print the result. So least comprehension, many interview questions come on this actually. This is the most common, like the advanced method you use. This is, I'm giving you the one example. You can do plenty of things with the list comprehension because we are writing each and everything in a one line. Okay, and you are using the inbuilt sum method, it will just sum of the odd numbers. That's it. Okay, and then the next is filter and lambda function. Lambda is not user defined function. This is anonymous function. This is inbuilt keyword lambda. Okay, if you have already practiced this is because we are preparing for the interview, so I'm expecting you should know the basics. Okay, if you don't know, That's why I'm explaining it too. So here, look at this. We are declaring this function sum of odds filter. Sum return. Return is a keyword what you want to return after execution from your function. Sum is inbuilt method. Filter, you are putting the filter on what? Only the odd numbers. Okay, lambda keywords start with the lambda because we don't want to keep any name of the function. This is very useful, again advanced method to solve the same question. And you don't need to write any name. You use this method most oftenly in data analysis when you want to do something very quickly without writing a long piece of code. This is x colon, this is you are declaring variable x modulo 2 is not equal to 0. Remember we were checking the in the previous while loop this condition, so we are putting the same condition here. This is range 1 comma n plus 1. At the back end, when your first number will become, it will be like this 1, because your first number it will start from 1. 1 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, and then range will increment it. Okay, so then it will do the sum. So it will filter only the numbers which is not equal to 0 after division, right? Which is not equal to 0. That's why you are using the filter method here. Otherwise, if you don't put the filter method here, it might like going to do the addition of other numbers too. Okay, so then we are doing the sum of odds number and we are calculating it. So this is going to be your result. Okay, so this was the, I have told you the in total 7 ways to solve the same question, right? So this is the way how you should solve the each and every question actually in real life too. Okay, the reason, it increase your confidence. Number 2, it show your expertise to the interviewer how good you are in the coding, right? You know, if I have it will also like tell the use like the interviewer, if during data analysis you are always ready with the plan B. If this is not working, you are going to implement this. It helps to understand the interviewer your critical level of thinking too. Okay, so this is very important. So just when if you are new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe my channel, because I am going to post day wise daily more interview preparation coding challenge using the Python. We will start with the Python and then we will move ahead with the machine learning too. And if you want to practice the interview more for the your coding challenges, then join me in the live session on Thursday at 9 p.m. MST. Okay. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next live session.